Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique, and I appreciate you joining me here on my YouTube channel. It's always a great time to get with you as we look through all of the different events and transits and aspects that are going on in astrology. And I always pull some tarot cards and just get a feel of the energy that is going on around us. So if you haven't joined me here before, thank you so much for joining me. For you that have joined me here before, thank you so much. We are actually going to talk about the March 2022 astrology and energy that is going on, and then I'm going to pull some tarot cards for each of the 12 signs. So please make sure you take a look at your sun, moon, and rising sign signs of the different videos. I will put timestamps below. I also invite you to take a look if you know your birth chart and you have placements in other signs as well, because oftentimes the energies will be apparent in more of the different signs. So let's get right into it. We are going to be talking about March 2022 in the astrology, and I actually pulled out this Pisces card. It is the moon card, the number 18 major arcana in the deck. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this is, yes, the sun is in Pisces during the first part of March, and then it is moving into Aries the second part. But what is more important is that this is a culmination. Like, the Pisces sign is the ending of an entire astrology cycle. Once we start at that spring equinox on March 20th, when the sun moves into Aries, we will be into a new astrological year. This is really important, you all, because this is almost like how, you know, when we get to December and we're all trying to think of, okay, what are the goals I have for this next year? What are the things I accomplished? This is that same type of energy. And this March is going to have a lot of great energy in it for manifesting, as well as there's a really beneficial lucky day of the year when the sun conjuncts Jupiter on March 5th. Mercury is going to move into Pisces on the 9th. We have a full moon in Virgo on the 18th. We actually open up the month with the new moon in Pisces on the 2nd. So take a look at those dates below, because I want you all to realize that we have a lot of positive, beneficial energy. Remember, all the planets are still direct. Mercury came out of its post shadow at the end of February. So we really have a lot of great aspects going on. And I want to pull some cards for each week for each sign. And let's get right into it, because there's a lot to talk about. Okay, I'll see you back in your sign. Hey Aquarius, welcome to your 2022 March reading. I am always happy to meet with you all. This is going to be an exciting month from the standpoint of we are ending the astrological year and starting anew once we get to March 20th. Many of you, we just came out of your sun sign, Aquarius, so there's still several planets that have energy in Aquarius. So we all know that Saturn is still there. Actually, Venus and Mars move into your sign on March 6th. So this could be really positive energy if you and a loved one, possibly a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, some type of relationship could be really a great fostering new energy by the time we start the month of March. So let's see what's going on. So we have the Empress card, number 3, major arcana card in reverse at the beginning of the month, Aquarius. And the 4 of Cups. So possibly something you're trying to birth into creation, or you're trying to start something anew, but you're not feeling it yet, but there could be some energy of something possibly coming towards you. You do have the 9 of Cups in reverse, so there is an energy of something you've been wishing for, but maybe hasn't fruition yet. And that 2 of Cups. Remember, I just said, I think that there's going to be some really positive energy with Venus and Mars moving into Aquarius March 6th. So that could definitely be that energy. Then you have the Five of Wands, that third week of March, and the Eight of Wands. So by the time we get to that third week of March, when we get into the full moon in Virgo, be prepared for lots of information, possibly some strife going on here with colleagues. It could be playful, but it looks like a lot going on that third week of March. Then you have the Page of Cups in reverse in the last week of March, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Good to see the Seven of Swords in reverse, because you don't want people to be taking advantage of you. So I would say, Aquarius, for the most part, this looks really positive. There is quite a bit of cup energy here. So when we open up the month with that new moon in Pisces, I'm really sensing there's something that you've been trying to birth, whether it's a project, there's something that's coming in, but you're not paying attention to it quite yet. And it's almost like something you've been wishing for. It's almost like this energy is one in which these two lovers or two cups are coming together to try and build a dream, if you will. Like that Empress is like that building energy of like birthing something into creation. This could literally mean you are pregnant or someone in your life is pregnant. It could be something that in like a family type situation where you're trying to birth something creative into the process that you all have been dreaming about. But with that Four of Cups, it's almost as if you're not paying attention to the signs. You're not really like, you're not using that birthing creation energy as well as you could be with all of this in reverse. Because once we get to that third week of March, when the full moon is in Virgo on the 18th, it almost feels like that energy kind of like shifts from this watery energy to now this fire energy. And that makes a lot of sense when Sun moves into Aries on March 20th. March 20th is the spring equinox. So pay attention to your energy right around when the Sun moves into Aries, because I see a lot of fire here, a lot of like someone is trying to like get information from you, or you're kind of butting heads with someone, or you're just feeling like really overworked. Once we get to the end of the month, when Mercury conjuncts Neptune and Mars squares Uranus, be prepared for, it's almost like someone trying to get away with something, but you are emotionally like not listening, if that makes sense. It's almost like there's this undercurrent of like trying to birth something into creation, someone else trying to come into the mix while you're trying to birth that creation, and you kind of like weren't paying attention and underhandedly they're getting away with it. Or maybe they're trying to get away with it, but you didn't let them get away with it. I'm just saying there basically is kind of like this Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, and Page. So it's almost like either a Cancerian, a Pisces, or a Scorpio is maybe trying to warn you at the beginning of the month and you just didn't realize it. And then once we get to this end of the month, there's kind of like an just be careful, I would say, once you get to that end of the month where we get to, Mars squaring Uranus on the 22nd of March. Be prepared for some type of information you weren't ready for. There's just kind of like this undercurrent of like someone is either deceiving you or you're deceiving them. So be careful of trying to be like underhanded or trying to get away with stuff. That's not going to work, Aquarius. But I do feel like there's this positive emotional energy as you start the month. But I just want you to kind of like keep going with it. And once we get to that spring equinox, really set your intentions for what you want to manifest during this next astrological year, because I feel like there's some real positive things, especially with this second week here with that Nine of Cups and you working it out with like a colleague, a partner, a loved one, really positive. But then there are these kind of like pieces of like, okay, well, where are you going, Aquarius? Make sure you're staying on track. Okay, Aquarius, I hope you all have a great March 2022.